Head high, chest up, and catch that brain, cause beauty is my name.
What up, Beauty Gang? Happy Beauty here, and today I'm bringing you guys an engagement announcement. Well, no, an engagement Q&A. I said announcement. But for those who don't know, I don't know where you've been at, but your girl is getting married. I'm engaged, so that's kind of been the focal point of a lot of my content as of lately on both this channel and our couples channel, Josh and EC. We did an engagement Q&A for day 3 of our Vlogmas, and if you don't know about that too, we are doing Vlogmas this year on our couples channel, vlogging every single day until Christmas. I felt like it was best to do individual ones as well, because, you know, my Beauty Gang, I know y'all want to know some of the more girly things or whatever, so we answered a lot of like couple Q&A questions. On here I'm gonna answer more of like the bride-to-be Q&A questions, so let me go ahead and pull that up now. But before I hop into this video, if you're new to Beauty Gang and you ain't never heard of us, sis, we don't know you've been there, but we are so glad you found us. Beauty Gang is hella stupid lit over here. If you don't believe me, go check the comment section below and you'll see multiple Beauty Gang members vouching for the fact that we're hella stupid lit. So after that, got the subscribe button and the bell button so you're notified each time I post a new video. Without further ado, let's hop into this Q&A. Also, I guess I didn't acknowledge the fact that I am in a very different and new location than I've ever done before. Josh is actually still asleep upstairs, so I wanted to, you know, let my fiance rest and didn't want to make too much noise, so I just came down to the car. Plus, it gives a new vibe, you know. All right, so first question, what made you decide to do bantu knots for your engagement photo shoot? So I actually answered a question similar to this on my Instagram live not too long ago. Basically, the reason is I wanted to bring something new and different to the table. I always want to kind of push the envelope a little bit type stuff. Same thing, I brought up my Christmas pictures that me and Josh took last year with each other. I went back and forth for the longest in my head of like, okay, do I want to wear my natural hair? Do I want to straighten it? We're so used to the European ways of straightening your hair, long weave and or wigs or whatever, and nothing is wrong with that at all. But I hated that when I was trying to kind of like find inspo for Christmas pictures from a black perspective, and I was looking for black people who took black Christmas pictures with their natural hair and stuff like that, I couldn't find any, you guys. And I was like, dang, well, if I can't find the inspo, I should be the inspo, even if like it's a little bit of insecurity there. And it wasn't even a matter of insecurity, it's just I just wasn't used to it. I'm used to, for the most part, seeing very sleek looks when it comes to holiday pictures or professional stuff. So fast forwarding to the engagement photo shoot, same with that though. A lot of people you don't really see with their natural, well, actually you're starting to see natural hair out a little bit more, but you're not starting to see like too much diversity. And I felt like too, the bantu knots, I knew it like bring out my African features even more, and I felt like it was just a really big statement, like just to show my strong African features, along with even like the jewelry, the fake spectrum, I think it's called, piercing that I decided to wear too, just to really give that energy and hopefully be that representation and inspo for somebody else in the future, to show like you can pull this type of look off, this type of hairstyle off, still body the shit out of it, and it looks just as good as any other holiday picture, engagement picture, whatever you see with people who do more of the like European way, if that makes sense. Again, it's no shade to how anybody else handles their stuff, but it's just so important for me. Like a big reason too, I hate that I'm rambling right now, but a big reason too that I even started my YouTube channel was just lack of representation in the natural hair community for like chocolate black girls with type 4 hair. Like when I first started almost 5 years ago, I couldn't find much representation of somebody that looked like me, had hair like me anywhere. So now that I've grown such a large community of Beauty Gang members who, you know, look up to me in different ways and stuff like that, it's my way of kind of trying to be a leader and set the tone and show that you can do anything that you put your mind to, and you don't have to stick to the status quo. So that's the bottom line. I didn't want to stick to the status quo. I wanted to bring something new to the table that, at least for me, I've never seen anybody body some bantu knots in an engagement photo shoot. That's just me personally though. When did you both start talking about marriage? Oh my gosh. I feel like we've talked about marriage for some years now. I can't really remember a time where like the conversation of our future, aka meaning we would be married, have a family and stuff like that, didn't come up naturally in conversation. But like more serious talking and starting to kind of map out our futures on some like intentional, structured stuff, I would say within the last 2 to 3 years. Will you two have a long engagement? It depends on what you consider long. You know, I'm actually planning on doing, well, comment below. I was planning on doing this video idea that one of you guys suggested to me on unpopular opinions about being engaged or whatever. And one of the things I was gonna say on there was I always felt like before I was engaged, like, yeah, I want to be engaged the year after. Like, whenever I get engaged, we're gonna get married the year after type stuff. Now that I'm engaged, I'm like, nah, we're good off of that. So right now we don't have an established date, but we're gonna wait until 2022. It's also because of the pandemic. It's like I'm not about to play with this monster, and we don't know when it's gonna be over. Like, me personally, as well as us as a couple, don't want to settle on our wedding where people are, you know, paranoid with face masks. We have to pick and choose who we want to invite and stuff. Our bridal party is up there on the stage with us in face masks. We don't want any of that. So we're holding off for that too. But then also, like, time flies so much. We have so much going on, you guys. So much, and so much more in store to share with you guys, show you guys, and bring to the table. So we just felt like 2022 would give us enough breathing time to not rush the process, as well as get the other stuff that we are already pre-planned before getting engaged done. We're also moving early next year. There's a lot of stuff that we have going on. So to answer your question, 2022. So it depends on what you think is long. I would like to do early 22, but we will see. We will see. But yeah, like this year, think about it. This year, we've all damn near been self-quarantining in our homes and stuff like that since March. And look how fast this year went. It's damn near like, where did the time go? And we've all just kind of been staying pretty still. So yeah. Another question, will you do a destination wedding? The answer to that is no. Me and Josh are both extremely family-oriented people. We're very close with our families, and just realistically, doing a destination wedding wouldn't give our loved ones the opportunity to for sure make it, because that's expensive. Like, people flying to a destination, having to book a hotel, that's asking for a lot, and we want all our loved ones to be able to celebrate that moment with us without putting too much stress on the situation. And then also, destination weddings are expensive as hell too. We already know that the wedding is going to be expensive, especially the type of vision that we kind of are developing for it. But to then add like a but to then add a destination to it, it's just so unnecessary. Like, making it a destination wedding could be us putting a down payment on a house, or, you know, stuff like that. I don't know. We just don't like the thought of wasting money, or the thought that all our loved ones wouldn't be able to make it, because a destination wedding can sometimes be very complex. So it's a no. Aw, somebody said, how can we send wedding related stuff to you or cash? You know what? We haven't even really pondered on like a registry or anything like that, because we're not going to do it until 2022. So I would say we'll have more information for that type of stuff for you guys sometime next year. We are thinking about doing an engagement party for sure, though, just to kind of like really bring our family and friends together and celebrate or whatever. So I don't know, hold that thought on that. I know some of you guys are going to want to send us stuff or whatever, so we're going to get that together for sure. Did you feel it coming, EC? When did you expect to be engaged prior to this? So yes, I felt it coming, but not to the day of. But you know what's crazy? When Josh told me like maybe 2-3 months before my birthday photo shoot that he had like set all that up for my birthday, I had this inkling like, this man is about to propose. And I asked him, I was like, you're not about to do that on my birthday, right? Because he never has put together something that like grand before. So I was like, it'll be kind of a pretty dead giveaway if you do. And he was like, no, trust me. He looked me dead in my eyes and said, no. I appreciated that, because I would have just kind of had like nervous anxiety like the whole time, because I'm going to let him tell like the full story. But Josh was going to propose last year, and I was kind of catching on to him. Like, he was acting real funny, asking weird questions, like just moving different. You can always tell when your dude is moving different. He's either cheating, and I knew my man wasn't doing that, or like keeping a secret from you. So I ended up kind of like talking to my best friends about it, just on some like girly venting stuff, or not even venting, but just like, I think Josh is gonna do it, blah, blah, blah. And little did I know at the time, they went back to him and was like, nah, bruh, she's on to you. You need to just hold off and wait, all that other stuff. So he's gonna end up doing a video. I don't know if it's gonna be on our couples channel or on his YouTube channel, Hydrated Hero, of like what happened the first time when he was gonna propose and stuff like that. But I guess you could say I always kind of felt it coming ever since I called on to him last year. Then when did you expect to be engaged prior to this? I never expected an engagement, if that makes sense. Like, I knew that in the right time and place that it would happen. So I wouldn't say like it was an expectation of like I wanted him to do it then and blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not like that. Our relationship just flows. So I knew that in God's perfect timing it would happen, and it happened at a good time, I feel like, for sure. And the fact that so many things, y'all have no idea, so many things have been lining up for us and just aligning in a way that only God could create for our union as we're starting it officially as almost husband and wife, I guess you could say. So I think everything happened at the perfect time. Are you feeling the pressure of planning the wedding yet? No. I feel very comfortable right now because I'm not even stressing about it. I know for sure I'm going to want to get a wedding planner. That's a fact. But we probably won't, not even probably, we won't be starting to really like put specific plans into wedding planning until sometime next year. I would say early to mid next year. Probably early because we're going to need to book a venue relatively fast. That was another reason we were holding off till 2022 too. There's so many people that postpone their weddings this year because of the pandemic and stuff. Do you know how crazy wedding season is going to be next year? I don't want no parts. I'm not about to fight with nobody over no venue or whatever. Do you guys plan on having a big or small wedding? Also, I'm so happy for you guys. Thank you so much. I would say it depends on what you, I keep saying it depends. It depends on what you consider big or small. I would say that it's big, but not big in the sense where like if I went to kindergarten with you, don't expect the invitation. Even if I went to high school with you and we don't talk anymore, don't expect the invitation. Like, the people that are going to be there is going to be people that are present day still very active in our lives, people that we love, care about, cherish, and talk to frequently, like stuff like that. I'm not the type of person that's going to like bullshit and basically like invite just anybody and everybody just so everybody can see that I'm married. It's like, no, those are there that was on the journey with us, that have seen us grow and flourish and evolve and took part in this union some way, shape, or form. Those are the people that we want. They're big-ish, but intimate. That's what I would say. It's gonna be like grand, but intimate. Will you guys finally be moving in together or wait till after the wedding? I am moved into my fiance's house. Well, y'all probably know that now because the video before this, if you haven't seen it, it was what I moved into my fiance's place. So go check that out if you haven't seen it already. It's actually a pretty funny video. And to be honest, I didn't even realize how much I moved into his place until I filmed that video. Like, damn, I really took over. But as y'all were saying in the comment section, a lot of y'all happy life, happy wife type stuff. Us girls just have more stuff naturally, like the accessories, the clothes, the hair products, all that. So it was bound to happen anyway. A lot of you guys too, I just want to put out there, we're like, Josh, like, oh, you're gonna have to get over it or you're gonna have to get used to it. Josh is just a very extra personality. He was joking for the most part in the video. Like, he really doesn't care that much that I've taken over his apartment. That's just his way of being charismatic. He knows what it is, basically, long story short. Why does Josh wear his ring on index finger? I love you guys. I'm so happy for you guys. Love you too, and thank you so much. Well, one, he decided, for those who don't know, ever since he proposed, he wears a ring on his index finger as kind of like his engagement ring. He did that 100% on his own, you guys. I didn't say anything. I didn't suggest it, nothing. He had said verbatim out his mouth that he just felt like he didn't get why women during the time like an engagement wear a ring, and like it's not really like a thing for men to wear it. I guess that's his way of having a physical representation that he's an engaged man too. But it's not on his ring finger because I think it was his junior or senior year, he broke his finger in a football game. Like, the way he describes it, he came off the field and like all his fingers were pointing this way and his ring finger was pointing back at him, and his coach snapped it back in place. And a while after that, the doctors were telling him, what did I just do on my phone? The doctors were telling him that he needed to get surgery to get it fixed so it would go back smooth, and he never did. So now it's like this bulky, it's like, I don't know, you have to see it. A ring basically won't fit over it, or at least not the ring that he has. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out. He's gonna for sure, when we get married, he's gonna for sure get that done, and he already has disclosed. So I guess I can tell you guys, he already told our channel that we're gonna be getting like some type of tattoo on our ring fingers as well. But yeah, for now, I just was so like honored and kind of shocked that he even wore the ring in the first place. I've never really seen too many men take that step, especially not on their own, to be like, nah, I'm an engaged man too. I want to like show that or whatever. So I'm just blessed in so many ways. I have an amazing man that I'm engaged to that loves me to his core, and vice versa. So yeah, if you guys were to move anywhere other than Chicago, where would you move? We've talked about it a couple different times. First of all, if we moved, it probably wouldn't be anytime soon. It wouldn't be before the wedding, and it wouldn't be like shortly after the wedding. Chicago's always gonna be home. No matter if we move anywhere, I would like us to always have like a home in Chicago, even if it's like a rental property. So when we're not here, we can rent it out to other people, because he really wants to get into real estate. So that's a whole nother aspect of our relationship that we've been trying to kind of figure out, hence why I said we have so much going on and that we're trying to do. But please don't close out. Okay, to answer the question, somewhere south, either Texas, Atlanta, or I think those are the only two we've kind of discussed before. When do you and Josh want to start having kids? What age? So ideally we'd like to wait till 29, 30, because we have so much we want to accomplish both individually and as a couple, and we just want to be selfish with each other. We want to live our best life and travel the world together without that obligation of having a child and having to worry about where the child is going to go, or even just wanting to be very hands-on with our kids. There's so many things we want to like establish financially, experience as a couple, do and reach goals as individuals, like before we bring a kid into the world. So yeah, like 29, 30 would be ideal for us to bring a kid into the world where we're still like young and fresh and we can still be hip or whatever. I know me saying hip means like we're lame as shit, but I'm just saying all that to say we don't want to rush kids at all. We're very goal-orientated couple that's very adamant about building an empire together before bringing a child into this world. So, or children, we want multiple into the world. So that's why when people are like, oh, are you gonna have kids soon, or blah, 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 or I know the questions as the wedding gets closer, like when is the kids gonna happen? And we're gonna immediately get that. Like, first of all, I think it's so inconsiderate that when people even ask that, because you don't know what really happens behind closed doors, like if people are even able to have kids or whatever. And that's such, to me, an intrusive question. I know people don't really have ill intent behind it, but it's just kind of rude and intrusive to me personally. Oh, the next question right next to it is, how many kids do you guys want to have? Josh wants to have 4. I would be okay with 2, but to meet in the middle, I would do 3. And I won't lie though, I love the aspect of his family when we're all hanging out, because Josh is one of 4 siblings. So it's so cool to see like all of them are adults now. Like his brother just got married. Now me and Josh are engaged. His sister has 4 kids with her husband. And then he has his older brother who's kind of like the single bachelor of the group. But it's so cool when we all get together. However, that's like me seeing them in their like adult days. I have no idea. Well, I do have an idea. Their parents talk about it all the time, how crazy it was to have 4 kids under 4, because they're also stair steps. Like they were 1, 2, 3, and 4 at the same time. So just like now, Josh is 25, going on 26. His sister's 27, and I think both of his brothers might be 28 right now. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I would say 2 to 4, but who knows? Will you and Josh be getting a new place together? That's not Josh's apartment, absolutely. I think I kind of touched on that on this channel, but we are actually doing apartment hunting and furniture window shopping and stuff in Vlogmas on our YouTube channel, so that's why I keep telling y'all better go on Josh and Isi and subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so you're notified to see that process, because I won't be having too much of that on this channel. But yeah, we're definitely planning on getting a new place early next year, and we're actually about to be going apartment hunting next week, so I'm super excited about that. You guys, we're gonna be living in a Chicago high-rise, y'all. That was the goal. That's what we wanted to do, and that's another reason why we're like, we don't want no kids anytime soon. We just want to enjoy life. We want to just do us, you know. So I'm so excited about that. It's gonna be so bomb. Oh my gosh. Do you feel a difference in the relationship now that y'all are engaged? I don't know how to explain it. It's not a huge difference, because like me and Josh's relationship, the love we had for each other, all of that was already like top tier. I think that the ring and the engagement just kind of solidifies it even more and makes it even more real of like, nah, this is your partner, like life partner. We about to be in this for the rest of our lives together. And to be honest, I just think it's such a beautiful thing. Like, I need this girl in my life for the rest of my life. That's what engagements mean to me. And vice versa, me saying yes means the same thing. Like how originally we started as 2 perfect strangers who just mean so much to each other. The ring kind of solidifies like, nah, you're with me for the rest of my life. I need to be around your energy and your space for the rest of my life. That's a beautiful thing to come to that conclusion, for 2 people to come to that conclusion together. So I think that the ring engagement just kind of solidified that even more. So there's not a huge difference, but it's just kind of that more like, I don't want to say security. It wasn't even that I didn't feel secure in our relationship, but hopefully I'm making sense. There's just a different level of security and like commitment that I feel from the engagement. And I guess that would be the difference of being engaged and being somebody's girlfriend. Are you more nervous for the future or more sure of it? Absolutely sure of it. There's absolutely nothing for me to be nervous about. Like I keep reiterating, especially if you guys saw the engagement video, I'm well taken care of. I'm with a beautiful human being that I couldn't, both inside and out. Like, my gosh, I be really shook sometimes. Like, God bless me with a fine man like this who's beautiful on the inside too. Like, whoa. But yeah, I'm definitely sure of the future. I'm so excited for the future. We put so much energy and love into this relationship already. We can't go nowhere but up. So yeah, I'm not nervous at all about the future. If anything, I'm nervous about the pregnancy and kids and stuff, just because I don't know what the hell to really expect with that. But even with that, I always find, when I think about it, comfort in the fact that, one, Josh is going to be an amazing dad. Oh my God, our kids are going to be spoiled. But then two, like, he's always been a very supportive, caring, loving boyfriend. So I already know, like, him being a husband, I'm going to be straight. I'm going to be well taken care of. So yeah, there's no reason to be nervous at all. How did you feel about him asking both of your parents? You know what? That still has me a little bit speechless. I haven't really even answered that question before, so I don't want to get emotional on camera. I think it just keeps tying and reiterating into why I keep saying Josh is such a beautiful person, because the only requirement that I had asked was for him to ask my mom, because that's my best friend or whatever. But for him to go do that plus above and beyond to ask my dad, that meant a lot to me, bottom line. That was something that is the purest example of what Josh's heart looks like. He's always been like that. And I wasn't expecting it at all. So I really appreciated that. He knows how much it kind of like hurts me that my dad hasn't been around for any of like my really major life milestones. And he won't be here to like walk me down the aisle, and I hate that my dad wasn't even able to see, well, not in the physical sense. I'm sure he sees it from heaven or whatever, but the fact that my dad never got to meet Josh, like, I wish that was something that because I know he would have loved him and he would have been happy to give me away to a man like Josh, because he's just a great person, y'all. He's a great person. As you can see, like, you can't fake tears or emotions like these. Josh is an amazing person, and my dad, like my mom said in the video, would absolutely approve. Like, him taking her to the gravesite, like, didn't nobody ask him for that? I'm sure that was completely his own doing. So yeah, if anything, it just solidified to me more than ever before that this man is my soulmate, and he's the person that I'm meant to be with. To do something like that is just, you just don't see it. You don't see people be that thoughtful and that caring anymore. So yes. Get yourself together, easy. Will you be changing your last name when you get married or keeping it? So we kind of actually touched on that in our engagement Q&A that we posted a couple days ago, but I'll answer on here for you guys too. Have not 1000% decided yet. I don't know. My parents gave me such a unique name. Isi Meme Adeko just flows. It just works. It sounds good. It looks good on paper. And I'm my dad's only child. That was another big thing too. I'm his only kid, so his last name pretty much ends with me. So part of me wants to keep my last name, but like the day of the wedding where they're like Mr. and Mrs., like I'm totally fine with it being Mr. and Mrs. Woodard, but just legally I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to change my last name or not. If I did change my last name, it's just because my future husband, if he absolutely like really, really wanted it, I just felt the need for me to change it. But Josh isn't even like an egotistical man like that. He's totally fine with me making the decision on my own. And I really appreciate him for respecting that. He understands though, like why I feel the way I do about that. So I haven't completely decided yet. People have suggested like, hyphening it or whatever. I'm already Isi Meme Judith Elizabeth Connery Deco. So it's kind of like, I don't know. That's a lot. I'll proudly respond to Mrs. Woodard and stuff like that though. Absolutely. But part of me wants to keep that piece of my dad and just piece of my name. Like, Issey Meme Deco is who I am. Did you expect, or did he really surprise you? You know what, you guys? I'm gonna have to do a separate video on this, but as I had mentioned, I expected it that day because not even Josh, but the day of the photo shoot, everybody else other than Josh around us was just acting real suspect. Just moving different, acting funny. Like, I have to do a more detailed video on that. They kind of gave it away. They gave it away before he got to actually propose to me. I think we all got there at like 11 or noon. And then he didn't propose until like 9 at night. So all throughout that time, people were just acting funny and different. And that was kind of giving it away that he was going to do it that day. That's a different story for a different day, though. What type of emotions have you experienced since being engaged? Oh my gosh, you guys. The flood of emotions has been insane. If I'm being honest and 100 with you guys, there's been emotions of kind of like, there was a little bit of sadness in the beginning because the fact that basically kind of people gave it away before he was able to. I always kind of expected and wanted for my engagement to be like a surprise. Like, I didn't see it coming, like, oh my gosh type stuff. And I kind of felt like that was kind of taken away from me a little bit. So that was a little bit difficult. That was a difficult time for me to kind of get over that hump of like the way I always envisioned, because I've always been a hopeless romantic. I love and that, like, being engaged and getting married has always been like, I've been that girl that's like, I can't wait to that moment type thing. And it was unintentional. Like, there was no malicious intent behind people giving it away. And I think that's the comfort that I find in it. Like, the people that were there are the ones that love and care about us most, but they just weren't really that discreet that day. So it did give it away and kind of take away that element of surprise. So I had that emotion. Then I had the emotions of super happy and excited. And then I had the emotions of like a little bit nervous, like, oh my God, okay, it's time for me to really become a wife soon. Let me shift my mentality completely. Like, me and Josh have kind of operated like a married couple for some years now, but just to really put like a title on it, it is some stuff that I still know that I can work on when it comes to becoming a wife. Like, you know, gotta get that attitude together, or I can't do the silent treatment like that if I'm upset about something, which I've gotten a lot better at anyway. But just it really, for me, puts things into context like, all right, sis, it's time for you to really get on some grown woman energy, future wife energy, and kind of like work on my flaws and like whatever other toxic traits that I kind of have, because I want our marriage to be as smooth and as beautiful as possible. And that's not to say that there'll never be ups and downs and stuff, but it's kind of just like, I guess, a reality check of like, all right, it's time to really step up. You can't be on no like childish, goofy stuff that us girlfriends can sometimes do sometimes. Y'all know when we can sometimes just be petty as shit for no reason. That type of stuff I'm trying to move away from at this point, because that's my future husband. Like, we're talking about a marriage now. So it just takes a little bit more energy and effort, I feel like. How do you know for sure that this is the right person for you? If you watch the engagement video, that'll answer that question for you. I don't even need to go into detail about that. How and why did you guys keep it a secret for so long? Love you both, by the way. Love you too. So the how was making sure that everybody that did know, so that we're there the day of the engagement, didn't say shit to anybody. Taking off my ring during filming pictures and stuff like that. There were so many times and so many videos, y'all, where I had the ring on, and after 10 to 15 minutes into the video, I realized I had to refilm the video or scrap it or whatever. There was a lot of annoying moments like that. But the why was just wanting to enjoy the engagement as a regular couple, not as a influencer couple, because when the cameras are off, me and Josh are very much so a very real couple that value the shit out of our relationship. So we just wanted to enjoy that, really embrace that next step, that milestone that we were taking in our lives before just throwing it on social media and stuff. And I think that everything happened in the perfect timing, because when we did finally share with you guys on Thanksgiving, it was such a beautiful day. It is still beautiful now. Even you guys, like, people comment, oh, she's a fiance, and blah, blah, blah. The excitement and love and support that you guys have been pouring into us and stuff has been amazing, and we appreciate it so much. But yeah, it was also a matter of, like I said, we're very family oriented, telling our family before it hits social media and stuff like that, and that was very difficult to do during the pandemic. I probably have to touch on that in another video too, of like, I had so many different plans of announcing to my family, like my extended family. My mom, brother, niece, and nephew knew, but like my extended family I'm super close with too. Christmas, Thanksgiving, we all come together, all her siblings, all my cousins, so their children and stuff. So they don't feel like extended family to me. My mom's siblings and children feel like my immediate family as well. So the fact that this pandemic has kind of had ruined the ways that I wanted to announce to them, and they love Josh, you guys. He's been a part of this family since Josh entered this family, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it was a lot. Be engaged during a pandemic, trying to tell our families, and Josh's family knew before my family knew, like, trying to make sure that nobody says anything. It was just a lot. It was a lot, you guys. But the bottom line reason is just wanting to enjoy the engaged life before putting it out to the public. I've seen a couple questions people asking about honeymoon locations. We actually haven't really touched on it too much. Josh did, I think, throw Bali out there, or like Bora Bora or something like that, but nothing is solidified at all, so I'm not sure. There's no question. I'm just happy for y'all. Whew, finally. Thank you so much. Oh, so many people are saying super duper happy for you guys and stuff. Do you like the ring? Oh my gosh, I love this ring, you guys. I think it is so beautiful. I love the sparkle of it, the design of it. Show you guys every time I do an engagement video. It's so beautiful, and it actually has a band that comes with it that I would get on the wedding, but I kind of want it ahead of time because we're holding off for a whole nother year and a half almost before the wedding. I just want to wear both, but I think the ring itself is so beautiful. I'm honored to wear it, you guys. Nerd. For one more question, and then throughout videos, engagement videos in particular, because there's so many questions, there's no way I'm going to be able to get to all of them today. I'll probably answer like one or two at the end of every video or something like that to keep you guys up to date on things and stuff, but also there'll, I'm sure, be more questions that I can answer as we get closer to the wedding, in particular next year, because a lot of you guys are asking for details and stuff, and like I said, it's not until 2022, so I haven't been stressing too much over wedding details like that. But okay, let's see. One more question. Did you feel like him doing it at your birthday celebration was a good time? You know what? All right, yeah, that's a good question to finish on. The answer to that is actually no. And I actually had told Josh that was another like requirement I kind of asked for, of like not mixing it with any holidays or birthdays or whatever, and he'll touch on that a little bit more again, like I said, in the video that he's gonna do of like when he planned to propose last year versus why he held off or whatever, because even though it wasn't on a holiday, because I didn't want to share our engagement on like a holiday or a birthday or anything like that, but he literally did it 2 days before my birthday, on the day of my birthday shoot, so it's still kind of combined. And I don't know, it'll probably sound kind of like selfish or whatever of me, but I didn't want basically for people to be like, happy birthday and congratulations. I wanted it to be two separate events, like, because it's two separate milestones, me getting a year older and then me getting engaged. Like, though, I didn't want those to be something that was a 2-for-1 celebration, and I feel like in some cases it kind of was, so I didn't really care for that too much. But like at this point, I'm just over it. I went through all those emotions as I was kind of like mentioning being sad about some things and then being super happy and excited about other things and then being nervous about other stuff. Like, man, I feel like it's stuff that people don't really touch on too much during the engagement process or post-engagement type of thing. And you guys know I always like to keep it 100, 1,000, 1 million on this channel. That's why I want to do like a more dedicated, I guess you could say, video to like what this engagement experience has been like for me and the emotions that I went through with it, because I felt like, based off what I've seen in movies, TV series, or just other people being engaged, nobody really talks about the other side, or maybe not everybody experiences the other side, but the other sides can sometimes be, I don't want to say sad, I don't want to say an engagement is sad, but not all engagements happen the way you envision. Like, my engagement didn't necessarily happen the way I envisioned, but at the end of the day, I'm happy with how it happened. I'm very blessed to be with a man like I am with. But yeah, I just feel like if people do have kind of like, not downfalls in the engagement, but like different things they're not happy about or didn't go the way they envisioned and stuff like that, because the Virgo in me too, I'm such a perfectionist, so when things don't go my way or the way I wanted them to go or whatever, like that can take a toll. The camera died, you guys. I don't even know where I left off. I'll end up doing a video touching on it a little bit more, but basically, yeah, long story short, my engagement happened different than what I expected and something different than what I usually see, how other people's engagement is. Usually people are like an engagement bliss right away and everything's amazing and perfect and stuff like that. And that wasn't necessarily my experience. And I think it's important to have representation, whether it be how somebody styles their hair, what type of pictures people take, or even like somebody's engagement experience was. Crazy thing is, even though I had these whirlwinds of emotions, it never ever passed my mind that Josh wasn't the one for me or we weren't meant to be together, which was also the crazy emotion I had inside too of like, I know we're meant to be, I know we're soulmates. Why are we having these crazy emotions and stuff right now? So yeah, I'd have to do a more detailed video on that soon eventually so you guys can understand a little bit more. But bottom line, now in present day, we're extremely happy, engagement bliss, things are just aligning in beautiful ways that only God could create. So I don't want you guys to think like, oh, she's not happy, or oh, it was nothing like drastic or crazy like that, but it was just different than what I expected. The feelings, the emotions, the experience itself. But like I said, I have to do a separate video to give y'all a little bit more input on it. I felt like abnormal. Well, maybe I am. Maybe I'm pretty abnormal in that department of like, I saw kind of the engagement coming the day of the engagement, or I didn't care for it being mixed with my birthday week or whatever, and just stuff like that. Or even like how many people were there and stuff. That was another thing too, where it was just a little overwhelming. If you rewatch the engagement video, there's a point in the video where it was very silent and we were both kind of facing everybody that was there, and they were just staring, and I was like, stop looking at me, guys. And I turned around and Josh hugged me from behind. That moment was so overwhelming. It was just so many people there. Again, people that love us, care about us, and vice versa, that we love and care about too. But probably that's something I would mention if I do the video of unpopular opinions about engagement. Just having so many people there, I personally didn't care for, because it was just, that moment was just so emotional. For people to watch your every move and stuff, it's also kind of like a little bit of, not paranoia, but just like, oh my gosh, people are watching me, as well as me trying to take in what just happened. Like my life just changed forever in this moment. It was a lot, y'all. It was a lot. But yeah, I will do a different video pretty soon if you guys want, touching on that a little bit more. And if any of you guys have any like engagement situations, stories, or experiences, or you know of that the engagement wasn't just full bliss from day one until whatever, like, please don't hesitate to comment below, because I do feel like I am a little bit abnormal in it. Either that, or people don't talk about it enough, that it doesn't always play out the way you wanted, thought, or expected it to. And it wasn't even let me make this very clear. It was never the fact that I didn't like, care for, or appreciate Josh's proposal. That was never it, ever. Never, ever, never. My fiance did his thing, okay? It was just more so how everything around the engagement played out that kind of like was messing with my head and my emotions for a while. But we're all good, y'all. I don't want you guys to think anything crazy is going on or nothing like that. So yeah, that is all I have for you guys for now, because we have to start Vlogmas Day 5, which we will be posting later today as well. So that's all I have for you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank y'all so much for all the unconditional love and support that you guys are pouring into us on a daily basis about this engagement. It means so much to us, more than you guys will ever know. So yeah, super excited to keep taking you guys on this journey with me individually, as well as on our couples channel. And yeah, well, that is all I have for you guys. So until next time, bye.
Move your body, cause you're loving the way that you walk. Move your body if you're loving the way that you talk. One time if you're confident. Clap 2 times cause you're on it. Never gave a damn about what they say, cause you handle all your business on a day by day. Head high, chest up, and catch that frame, cause beauty is your name.